Oh, hi guys. Welcome back to my YouTube golf channel, Ron No Golf Project. Thank you for watching my first video last week on how to making a refrigerator golf ball magnet. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own handmade poker chip marker out of a golf ball. Are you guys excited? Because I am. Let's get started. Alright, let's go over the material you would need to make this poker chip golf ball marker. First, we need a marker, permanent marker of any color. We need a golf ball of interest. Today it's going to be the Titleist Pro V1X with a lap dash. Some clear tape. We need a golf ball shell that helps us to make a alignment, equator line like this, so it snaps on. Here are some other shells that we can use that will do the same job. And lastly, a pair of scissors to help us cut the tape. Okay, once you have all that, I'm going to show you the next step. Okay, so we're ready to prep the golf ball. We need to draw a line around the equator of the golf ball where we want it to cut in half. But we don't want to leave a marker trace on the golf ball. It's very difficult to remove it, even using alcohol. So a good way to get around this is to cut a piece of tape, which I pre-cut already. And what you want to do is you want to tape it onto the equator, starting right here, and wrap it around the equator. Okay. Press it down. The reason we're using that clear tape is so that when we make a mark with a marker, with a permanent marker, we can remove it after we cut the ball and we sand it down to here. Okay, so this is very important prep work, is to put that clear tape. Okay, once you have this clear tape, you take the shell and you put it right in the middle. Okay. Just like that. Then take the permanent marker, trace the line on the right side, and on the left side. You don't have to do it onto the black right here because it's already have a marker already, which is the logo itself. Okay. Then take it apart, flip it onto the other side, line it up so that on the left side there is that blue line that you made, and on the other side, if it's not right on it, you have to move it around so there. And you check back on the other side if it lines up. Okay. This point is very important. Okay, now I'm going to mark it again. take it out, it should be a nice, perfect equator line. Then what I do next is I darken it just by eyeballing. The thickness that I want to cut. Get to this point, I'm going to show you outside how to cut this, and then we're on to the next step from there. Okay. Okay, so for the material that we need to cut the ball into 2 halves is a little saw that you can buy at Home Depot. The one I got is the DeWalt. Get the 12-inch, and I believe 24 TPI means 24 teeth per inch. Okay, and then you want to get the adapter that goes with it. It's also DeWalt, so you can put the blade into here and tighten it so that you can grip it firmly and cut it back and forth. And then you need also a small vise. I put tape on both sides right here, just masking tape so that I don't scratch any part of the ball. Okay. And this vise I got at Harbor Freight. And that's all the material you need for cutting part. Okay, next step is to put the golf ball into the vise. Try to get it as perfectly perpendicular to the ground as possible. So when you cut it, it'll be a straight cut like that. Okay? So to do the cut, you put your finger right next to the outer blue line and take your saw and put it right next to it and start cutting. Go back and forth, steady. As you can see, we're making some good progress. You see the inner core material is coming out. And just keep steady, making sure your finger is aligned to the saw. Nice and steady. Nice back and forth stroke. You want to do that until you're halfway down the saw. What you do next, you release the vise. And you turn it a little bit. And you lock the vise back. Just tight enough, not too tight that it squishes the ball too much, but tight enough so that it holds on to the ball while you're cutting. Then you put your saw back to the spot that's up here, put your finger right here, and continue to saw down the line right here. Use your finger as a guide. Okay, see, I can make mine. Now I'm going to cut the rest off camera. Okay, here's the last part of the second part of the cutting. I'll show you what it looks like when I finish. Just finished cutting it. Wow, the inside looked pretty cool, huh? Okay. Now remember, don't throw this part away. Remember from the first video what we can use to do this with? We can use to make a refrigerator magnet with it. Now on the other side. Remember, as I'm cutting, I'm rotating. Cut, rotate, cut, rotate, and there it is. So guys, to do the sanding part of this project, you need to have some safety gear, some gloves. I just use golf gloves. That seemed to help. But if you want to be a little more protective, you can use a garden glove, but it'll be a little bit harder for you to use. But this is fine. Another thing you need is aprons, since it's going to be kicking up a lot of dust. And the most important of all, you need to have some safety glasses in case any particle from the belt sander pop into your eyes. And then the most important material for this too is a belt sander. This is the 1x30 belt sander that I got from Harbor Freight that you can use in this project to help you do the work. Okay, once you have this, you're ready to start sanding down the golf ball. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to sand this down to the size or the width of a poker chip, or close to it, or to the desired width that you like. Okay, now I'm not going to turn it on yet, but here's what I will show you the motion you need to take while you're sanding it. So as you turn on this machine, it's going to spin this belt. What you need to do is, of course, I'm not wearing gloves right now, but you need to wear gloves. What you do is you paste your hand, you grip it on one side like this with your right hand, you grip it like this. The left hand, you kind of edge it right next to it. So as it's spinning, you keep pushing it, bring it out, sand it, go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Flip it onto the other side, sand it back and forth, rotate it, sand, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Be very careful not to ever touch any part of your finger or hand right on the edge, because as this is spinning, this becomes very sharp. It becomes like a blade, a saw-like. So don't put it over your hand. That's why you wear a glove. Okay. And also, this poker chip becomes very hot. So after maybe 20 seconds on one side, going back and forth, you take it out, let it cool off. You can feel it's hot. Flip it onto the other side, go back and forth. Don't stay in one area too long, because then you're going to create an unevenness on this side and then on this side. So I always kind of like work your way around it. Keep working your way back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, I'm going to turn it on right now and show you how it works. also, before I sand it down, I want you to know that as this blade's coming down here, this poker chip raw state right now has a tendency to shoot down. So if you don't grip it tight enough, it will shoot down and scratch a little part right here on the side that will mess it up. So try to make sure as you're holding this is holding it up at the same time. Okay, so if this happens to you, you're not the first, you're not the last. I've done this many times, and from time to time it will fall down. It's okay, but the more time you do this, you get better, you become professional. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so now I've got it down to the thickness that I want to desire. I don't want it to be too similar to the poker chip because then it'll be very flimsy. You have to find the right thickness that you like. So you remember there was a plastic film, a plastic piece of tape that I put around the golf ball so that it doesn't leave a marker, a Sharpie marker stain on the golf ball. What we're about to do right now is we're going to remove it by rinsing it under hot water and peeling out that tape. I think I see a little piece of it right there. So here how it goes. See it? See how it comes out. Let's give it another rinse to get this residue out. I usually put a little bit of soap on it. Oh, I like this part the best. Right, now you're done. This is the end product, you're finished. So now you'll learn how to make your own poker chip ball marker. Let's put it to use. So if you guys like the content that I provided today, please help me out by subscribing, give it a thumbs up, share with friends, and I'll see you guys in the next video.